Hey guys, Derek here with Tap and Turn Gaming, coming at you today with an EDH deck tech. For today's deck tech, it will be Narset Enlightened Master with a Super Friends theme. And this is something that was suggested to us by Tyler Ostrowski. He didn't exactly ask for Super Friends, but he asked for a more fair build of Narset. He didn't want to see something with just like a million extra turns or comboing out. So we decided just to go with, a straight up Super Friends. Now, on the basic way Super Friends works is you have just the predominant amount of your deck is just a bunch of Planeswalkers, which we have in. So we're going to go over the deck and more or less how it runs. The general is Narset Enlightened Master. She's a 6-cost 3/2 with first strike and hexproof. Pretty subpar at that point, but what really makes her stand out, what really gives her a good ability, is that whenever Narset Enlightened Master attacks, exile the top 4 cards of your library. Until end of turn, you may cast non-creature cards exiled with Narset this turn without paying their mana costs. So basically we're going to attack with her, we're going to exile 4 spells, or 4 things off the top of our library, and we're going to cast it all. That's basically the plan. So let's go over the deck real quick. For lands, we run 38 lands, a mixture of just the different kind of lands we could have in this deck, but we have Ancient Amphitheater, Azorius Chancery, Azorius Guildgate, Boros Garrison, Boros Guildgate, Clifftop Retreat, Command Beacon and Command Tower, Glacial Fortress, Halimar Depths, Hallowed Fountain, 4 Islands, Is it Boilerworks, Is it Guildgate, 4 Mountains, Mystic Monastery, 4 Plains, Prairie Stream, Reflecting Pool, Sacred Foundry, Sajiri Refuge, Steam Vents, Sulphurous Falls, Swiftwater Cliffs, Temple of Enlightenment, of Epiphany and of Triumph, Tranquil Cove, and Windscarred Crag. So just a collection of dual lands and basic lands that get us out our colors. Nothing really crazy going on there. For our instance, we didn't run a lot in the way of instance, as we really just did go heavy with the Planeswalkers, but we ran a bunch of buyback spells because they're really we're not going to be using our mana for creatures and spells and all that, so we might as well take advantage of the mana we're going to have and just catch a bunch of buyback spells. So we have Capsize to be able to bounce a permanent with buyback, Clock Spinning for 1 with buyback of 3, so that we can increase the counters on our Planeswalkers, and Shattering Pulse to destroy artifacts with the buyback. For enchantments, something basic, just we have Assembled Legion to be able to get us some free creatures, some nice blockers to stand in the way of our Planeswalkers, and Mobilization. Again, this is something that we can use that will really take good effect to our extra mana that we're not using on a lot of our spells. For artifacts, we're running mostly Mana Rocks, Azorius Cluestone, Azorius Keyrune, Azorius Signet, Boros Cluestone, Keyrune, and Signet, Darksteel Plate to give Narset Indestructible, Is it Cluestone, Keyrune, and Signet, Jeskai Banner, Rings of Brightheart to copy our Planeswalker's abilities, Shield of Kaldra, Soul Ring, Spawn of Ishsa, and Swifthoof Boots. The Spawn is in here mostly because it is a 7-cost permanent that we can use to destroy something, and if it dies, we get it back to our hand. But also with one of our Planeswalkers, Venser, we can exile a permanent we own and let it come back into play. So he'll flicker this, and we can just start destroying some problem permanents. And Swifthoof Boots to be able to give our creature hexproof and haste. Then we have our sorceries, mostly just Wraths, because we are not running many creatures at all, but we have Austere Command, End Hostilities, Mass Calcify, Rout, Supreme Verdict, and Wrath of God. We actually don't run any creatures in the deck, as we're just going straight up hardcore Planeswalkers, but technically 3 of our Planeswalkers are creatures. First being Chandra, Fire of Kaladesh, then Jace, Vryn's Prodigy, and Kytheon, Hero of Akros. Now we're going to get to really what the deck is all about, and that is the Planeswalkers. I'm not going to go over what each individual Planeswalker does. I mean, if you want to see what a Planeswalker does, you can click the link in the description to this deck and look at a specific one. So I'm just going to go over them and just say the names of them, because to go over each one would take a little while. So we'll start with the top. Ajani, Caller of the Pride, Ajani Goldmane, Ajani Steadfast, and Ajani Vengeant. Chandra Ablaze, Chandra Nalar, Chandra Pyromancer, Chandra the Firebrand, Duretti Scrap Savant, Elspeth Knight Errant, Elspeth Sun's Champion, Elspeth Tyrael, Gideon Ally of Zendikar, Gideon Champion of Justice, Gideon Jura, Jace Architect of Thoughts, Jace Bellerin, Jace Memory Adept, Jace the Living Guild Pact, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Karn Liberated, Koth of the Hammer, Nahiri the Lithomancer, Narset Transcendent, Ralzarek, Sarkhan the Dragon Speaker, Tamio the Moonsage, Teferi Temporal Archmage, Tezzeret the Seeker, Ugin the Spirit Dragon, or Eugene or Eugen, whatever it doesn't matter to me. I like to call him Ugin. And Venser the Sojourner. So as you can see, we run 31 Planeswalkers, also with the 3 that are creature Planeswalkers, so technically 34 Planeswalkers. And we really don't have to worry about their mana cost because Narset will let us cast them for free. And we run a bunch of mana rocks to be able to get her out a little quicker. We get her out on turn 4, we swing with her on to turn 5. We could possibly have an Ugin and a Karn on the field turn 5 and just start causing chaos to people. But it really is a deck that's meant to be pretty casual. You see there's no counter spells, no creatures, just pretty casual deck. I mean, once you start getting down a ton of Planeswalkers and you're getting all those abilities for free every turn, you do become very oppressive and very quickly. But this has been Narset Enlightened Master, Super Friends theme. One last thing I will go over is you can see the deck is actually spread out pretty fairly well with color. We are very heavy on the Planeswalkers and Artifacts because of the mana rocks. We curve pretty well into turn 4 and down into 5, 6, 7, 8, but that doesn't really matter because most of our spells we won't be casting, we'll be getting for free off of Narset. But yeah, that's the deck. This has been Derek with Tap and Turn Gaming. I hope, Tyler, that you enjoy the deck. Again, this was for Tyler Ostrowski. He was just looking for a Narset build. Nothing too oppressive, nothing too crazy. And I think that's more or less what this deck is. Thanks a lot for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Share the video if you could. And we will catch you later.